It's been a busy morning already in the Chiefs' kingdom, and we have more breaking news here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report as the Chiefs have agreed to terms on re-signing wide receiver Hollywood Brown. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. The news coming out just a little while ago from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport that the Chiefs have agreed to terms on a one-year, $11 million deal to bring back Hollywood Brown. Now, the wide receiver room for Kansas City had a lot of question marks entering the 2025 offseason. Rashee Rice coming off the injury. There could be a suspension on the way. There was a number of free agents from Hollywood Brown to DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Watson, Juju Smith-Schuster, what they were going to do. And then you had Xavier Worthy, the news we found out this morning of the arrest. And obviously, we're still waiting a lot of details and information to see how that ultimately unfolds there with him. But now you bring back Hollywood, who we did not see a ton of in 2024, as he missed most of the season with an injury. He did play in 2 games at the end of the season, 2 of the final 3 regular season games. He had 9 total catches for 91 yards, and then he played in all 3 postseason games and had 5 catches for 50 yards. The numbers weren't great for what Hollywood Brown did, especially in the playoffs, and I think we all anticipated more from Hollywood Brown than what we got this past season. And what was also interesting when it comes to Hollywood was his role was different than I think people had anticipated of what he would do in this Chiefs offense. Known for his speed and his ability to stretch the field, a guy that has been like that since his days at Oklahoma. He came into this Chiefs offense and he kind of took on, with no Rashee Rice there, more so the Rashee Rice type role of being that possession receiver and, getting the first downs rather than expanding the vertical passing game downfield. And Hollywood Brown had talked about in the preseason that he felt like he was more of an all-around receiver, not just a guy that can go run fast and get open deep. And he showed that in that small sample size with this Kansas City Chiefs offense. What do you guys think about this? What is your one-word reaction to the Kansas City Chiefs bringing back Hollywood Brown on this one-year, $11 million deal? What is your one-word reaction? Give me your one-word reaction in the comment section below. My one-word reaction is expected. I expected Hollywood Brown to be back on this Chiefs team and to get another chance. He was well-liked. He was well-respected among his teammates and the coaches. I think it makes sense to give Hollywood another shot, and you need all the help you can get with this receiving core right now. I'll go with expected as my one-word reaction. Folks, this is why you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. It's my off day, but that doesn't stop us here, folks. We had the Xavier Worthy news we woke up to, and then this news happens, and we're bringing you our second video of the day already here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. This is why you sub. No signing is too big. No signing is too small. We cover it all here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We've got you covered each and every day. We're going to be live for NFL free agency on Monday and Tuesday. And the biggest way that you can thank us for bringing you this coverage here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report is simply by hitting that subscribe button and help us reach our next milestone, 70,000 subscribers. We are almost there, but we need your help to get there, folks. Let's get to 70,000 subscribers. I want at least 50 subs off today's video. Here we are, bring you content, even my off day at home in my apartment. Just a thank you to us. If you could subscribe, that goes a long way. We certainly would appreciate it as far as that goes. So, Xavier Worthy, you had the news with him this morning, and we don't know. It's so early in that situation of how that's ultimately going to unfold and what the end result of that is. But when we look at Hollywood Brown here, of making this move to bring him back, this is a guy that's still relatively young. He's only 27 years old, and I feel like that he's never reached his ceiling of his full potential. You go back to what he did in Baltimore, for example. His third season there, he had over 1,000 yards in 6 touchdowns, and that was the best season of his career. That was his breakout campaign. But if you recall, back then in that Baltimore Ravens offense, Greg Roman was the OC. Lamar Jackson was very young. He wasn't the passer that he is now, and that wasn't much of a passing offense. And Hollywood wanted out of there because he wanted more of an opportunity to shine and show what he was fully capable of. He goes to Arizona, plays with Kyler Murray, and things didn't go so great. Arizona had a lot of problems when it comes to the injury front and the coaching staff, the instability. They were a bit of a mess there at Arizona, and he kind of just looked like another guy there with the Cardinals. 709 yards receiving in 2022, 3 touchdowns, 574 yards receiving in 4 touchdowns in 2023. And I still think personally, and some of you might disagree with this, that Hollywood Brown, if he's fully healthy, can still be that receiver that we saw in 2021 when he had that breakout campaign. And on top of that, too, of his entire career, he is in the best situation that he's ever been in. He has an elite franchise quarterback who's a terrific passer. The Patrick Mahomes that the Chiefs have now is so much better than the Lamar Jackson that Hollywood Brown played with early on in his career. He has a stable coaching staff and an offense that is going to put him in a position to succeed with Andy Reid compared to what he had in Arizona with the mess that was there the last several seasons with Cliff Kingsbury and Jonathan Gannon and all of that. So, a lot of these times we see players in the NFL, they don't succeed, they don't hit their full potential, and it's not always their fault. A lot of it has to do with the circumstance, and whether that be the injuries they suffer or the people around them not putting them in the best spot to succeed. And I think that's the story with Xavier Worthy in his young career, is that he's never really found his calling. He's never really found his right footing of where he belongs, where he can be at his best. And I think now that he'll have a chance to get fully healthy and another year in this Kansas City Chiefs offense, another year with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and then on top of that too, he's going to be needed. There's a great unknown right now with Xavier Worthy and with Rashee Rice, with their circumstances that they're going under right now. I think that, there wasn't a coincidence this deal got done this morning, that the Kansas City Chiefs sat there and said, we need somebody, a veteran that we can depend on, a guy that we like, a guy that we trust, that has the talent level, and that's why they went ahead and took care of Hollywood Brown. I think he was coming back no matter what with the Xavier Worthy circumstance, but this might have expedited the process a little bit, that they said, hey, we need to go ahead and get Hollywood Brown back in the building to get this taken care of, to make sure that he's part of this team in 2025. And I'll sit here and I'll say this. I think that we're going to see a breakout season from Hollywood Brown in 2025. I think that what we've seen over the years with the Kansas City Chiefs is that they do a good job of taking chicken and making chicken salad and getting the most out of players that you wouldn't expect. I mean, Juju, for example, in that second Super Bowl team, a lot of people had written him off when he left the Pittsburgh Steelers, said he didn't have anything left in the tank, and he had a pretty decent season that year. Kareem Hunt this past year was written off. A lot of people thought he was done, and he played a critical role in this Chiefs offense. The Chiefs have a good track record that speaks for itself of maximizing what you have with these players, and I think they're going to maximize what they have with Hollywood Brown, whether it's using him as a possession receiver, using him as a vertical threat. I think he's going to play a pivotal role in this Kansas City Chiefs offense in 2025. I like the signing, and to me, it makes a ton of sense. Patrick wants him there, then by all means, glad to have him back in Kansas City for another run at it and get a real chance after not getting to do much last year and dealing with that injury. Let's give him a full season and see what he could potentially accomplish. Who's another wide receiver that you want to see the Chiefs potentially bring in, whether it's in free agency, the draft, whether it's a trade for another receiver out there. Give me a name that you want to see in Kansas City when it's all said and done. Appreciate you joining us here in this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free. Make sure to join us for live coverage of NFL free agency on Monday and Tuesday right here in the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We'll see you then. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us.